Hi, everybody. You're listening to the Spin Market Report on the Spin Market Podcast Network, where real stories meet real impact. Our podcast network has thousands of local and regional listeners tuning in each week. That means businesses are getting heard and communities are staying connected. Did you want to get your brand in front of a highly engaged audience? Contact Spin Market today at www.spinmarket.com for more information. Now let's get into the episode.
It's the Spin Market Report. Here's your host, Peter Stockdale.
Hey, we are back. Another Monday, another Spin Market Report. This one's going to be really good because we're sitting down with Ashley and Lynn. You guys work at Country Maid, Inc. I think everybody, whether or not you think you know what this company is, you know this company. It is the company that makes the Butterbraids. You've all eaten them. We all know them. We all love them. This is one where when you said, oh, we should get a hold of Country Maid, I'm like, okay. And then you look it up and like, oh, yeah, I've had 1,000 of these before in my life. So
Exactly.
So let's kind of start. How did Country Maid start? I've heard a couple stories. I'm pretty sure it's the factual thing, but I want to hear it from you guys. How did Country Maid come to be?
Country Maid was founded by Ken and Marlene Banwart in 1991 out of a necessity, we like to say. It was during the farm crisis. And they had a family to support. So Marlene was baking up pastries for the local farmers market. And she always had a line out there waiting for them. And there was started to be a following. So they thought, wow, they started outgrowing. So she had to hire a few friends, and they were making the Butterbraid pastry in the basement. They outgrew the basement, and then they went to the hatchery the garage. Oh boy,
garage. Yeah.
The garage, and then the hatchery.
Yep.
And then fast forward, and they are in almost everybody's home across the nation, and we have a large following. We have over 60 dealerships, exclusive dealerships around the U.S. that sell for fundraising only. It's a gem of a story. It's a real Iowa entrepreneur story that we absolutely love. In 2016, then, we diversified into retail with another product line, and that is we acquired Dutch apple dumplings, or Dutch country apple dumplings, excuse me, and we rebranded into Dutch Apron Bakery. And with that, we brought the cake rolls production into our facility in Iowa, and we added on, and that has been an adventure since. So we are found, that product line is found in grocery retailers all over the U.S. also.
And this is started in West Bend and still in West Bend, correct?
Still in West Bend, and that was very important to Ken and Marlene, and still is very important, the community backing that we have, and it's just such a neat part of our story.
Yeah, you got to give a shout out to West Bend because it's like this little tiny self-sufficient town that is, it's not like you guys are far away from anything, but you're not really like super close to anything. I mean, you guys get a butcher, grocery store, you guys have small businesses turned nationwide companies.
Yep.
I mean, the obvious, the grotto and everything.
Yep.
But it's super cool that like, you can just be like, you're one of those things there that's also there. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I would like to rewind a little bit too. That kind of explains the history and how we got into fundraising in general.
Yeah.
So back in the day, Ken was a farmer when she was talking about how they had a need in the farm crisis. So he went out and got a sales job selling office equipment, right? So he, in the meantime, also thought another way to make money was to go to the farmer's market and let's do some produce and let's do some baked goods, like Ashley said. But I think the key thing was that when they started selling them at the farmer's market, he was going into schools to sell them office equipment. And that's when they were bringing it to his attention. I'd like to sell this as a fundraiser. So that's kind of how we got into the fundraising business in general. It was through his sales job and being exposed to the schools and nonprofit organizations that needed to raise money for a cause.
Nice. That's very similar to the story I heard. It was like a perk for a sales job on the side, and then all of a sudden it was just like we want to sell these. We want to do something with this, and
Right.
I joined up with a school.
Don't you just love how that changed, that morphed, from just farm or him selling office supplies, which I think he also was bringing them Butterbraids when he was selling office supplies as a gift, so that he'd be remembered when he left.
He had a freezer actually in the back of his truck.
Yep.
On there.
That he would freeze it, get it cold at night, put it in there during the day, and then it would stay cold throughout the day so he could drop them off. Yep.
I mean, really homegrown business from something simple like your wife is a great cook. I want people to remember me when I leave, leaving something behind, and look where you are today.
And Ken really had that innovation too, because at Farmers Market, they were selling the plain and the baked pastry, right? So it was baked, you would take it home. So then he was like, we can't bake enough in one day. So we need to think of another way of how to, preserve it and be able to make it ahead of time and keep it. So that's when, the concept of having it frozen, then it needs to thaw and rise overnight, bake it the next day, it's fresh in the morning. And then going from I am making a plain pastry to I want to add flavors and fruit fillings into it too. So he really they both had this innovation. How can we do this better?
Yeah, I think about, I believe it was the Rod Johnson episode, talking about how like the customers sometimes drive the innovation and sometimes drive the ideas. We're like, we want this. And they're like, well, let's give that a try. Like doing a fundraiser. It's like you had people reaching out. And I mean, sometimes it's out of necessity and sometimes it's out of just an idea that somebody else has. And
For sure.
Yeah. I mean,
and they're givers. They have that giving heart too. So they're like, we can accommodate you. We can help you out, raise money and raise funds for a good cause.
A win-win for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So they've always had that giving spirit in them too.
sounds like somebody from West Bend.
Yes, exactly.
100%.
The whole community. Yep.
So we were talking about how the company moved a few different times. Can we talk about how it's grown and scaled over the years? How long have you guys worked there? How much of this growth have you guys seen firsthand?
Sure. Lynn has sustained a lot of growth through her years. She's been on the team for
18 years.
18 years.
Nice.
And then I've been with Country Maid for 12 years.
Cool.
So we have grown even and the time, 5 years, it feels like 20, because just all that we were able to achieve and overcome in that short instance, it's truly special.
So can you walk us through this fundraiser? So I know not all fundraisers are run the same. Is yours different in any way than other fundraisers? I do also have something kind of to tag along with this at the next, but how does the fundraiser work, or is it the same as most other fundraisers?
I would say there's some similarities. Fundraising's fundraising to some extent, but really our dealer network is positioned across the United States that they are the person that is there face to face with the group. So we're not just doing phone calls, we're not just doing emails, we're having face to face communication and interaction. So one of their biggest jobs is building relationships so that they can sustain, it long term. So we're going to have, the same groups running fundraisers every year. So relationship building is really key to them. They also are the people that are doing the last leg of delivery. So each of our dealers have their own cold storage and they store product there so that they can do the end delivery. So they're working with the group from start to finish.
Wow.
So you would sign up. Well, it's even before sign up. They go out and take a baked pastry and they go, to different nonprofit groups and take them a sample to try and walk through their needs and when they need to run a fundraiser. And once they close the sale, then they work really closely with the group to determine what their goal is, because we want to help fulfill your goal. So it's really important to us that we not only create group goals, but individual goals, because if we don't have a goal, we don't know what we are expected to sell. So to make the most successful fundraiser, they have a lot of tools to help motivate sellers to get out there and do the best they can with growing the units and delivering, the promises to the group. So once they fulfill it, then they work on, was there any feedback? How can we make your experience better? So in many ways, it's very similar to a standard fundraiser with extra things happening within it.
I think you said it really good there. You have to know what the goal is. Right. I mean, that's something that we've kind of really been grilling down on when we get new clients or clients that come in with new things they want. It's we know what to do, we know how to do it. We just need to know why we're doing it. What's the end game? What, like, how can we make sure that we're both crossing the finish line together, on this? And that's a very important thing that you guys brought up. And I do want to like point that out, that knowing why they want to do that, or what you're trying to get out of this. It's very important.
A lot of times, consumers don't buy from a fundraiser because they were never asked. So, a big part of this is engaging the students, giving them a direct line of sight so they're excited to do the fundraiser because they have something to gain, whether it's new uniforms or going on a trip or whatever it is. So they need a direct line of sight in order to really get engaged and excited about selling. And then we need to help them and, make it easy for them to sell to people. So we actually in 2019, right before COVID, which God has blessed us in many different ways, and he knows what we need before we know. But we had brought out an online store to utilize in our fundraising business that you could purchase online. And I'm sure if you've bought before, you've seen it. So you're purchasing and paying for it online. Little Johnny still delivers it, right? But right before COVID, we probably would not have sustained COVID as well in the fundraising market. It was hurt badly, but without the online store, it would have looked a lot different. So that was a blessing for us too. So making it easy for the sellers to sell, I guess, is something that we focus a lot on.
That's beautiful. You said it 100%. If people don't buy it, if you don't ask, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I can't tell you how many Butterbraids I didn't buy because nobody asked me to buy one.
But now you don't have excuse because you can go online and order them.
Yeah, I got a direct line here, everybody.
But you bring up a really good point with that and what we keep advocating to our clients is to understand, look at the other ways that you can generate that exposure and that I don't really have anything to sell online. Well, you probably have at least something that you're doing that you can sell online. I'm thinking of like in Humboldt where Poetry, the tree or the tea place.
Oh yeah,
in there.
Protea.
Protea, yes, yep. There. How she's grown her business with it, and it's a shop, but again, she's gone online to expand her business in her territory. A little bit of work, but those are the types of things that really put your brand out there.
Right. And we could never just go online solely, because we still need little Johnny asking, because it's easy to ignore a text message or an email. It's not that easy to ignore Johnny asking you to help him reach his goals.
Absolutely. I think Protea, she's from West Bend as well.
Oh, so yes, she is.
Double tie to West Bend.
I did not think about that, but yes, she is.
That's really awesome. So let's talk about memorable fundraising moments. Are there anything that's really memorable, like high totals, a group that just went way above and beyond, just some funny story of something that happened? Do you have anything like that?
You can go ahead. What comes to mind is one of our dealers had made a bet, and a lot of our dealers, the dealerships are local, so that's great because that adds another layer of legitimacy and that customer service that a lot of other fundraising companies can offer. And he had made a bet with the students that he would dress up and a goofy costume of some kind. I can't remember the details, but they just thought that was, if they hit their goal. So they just thought that was something else. A lot of like the pie in the face.
A lot of the no cost type things are exciting to kids. The thing to go off of what you were saying, we actually had a dealer that participated in their play that they were doing. So he played a part in it as they reached their goal. So
love that.
When I tell you that they're passionate about fundraising and helping others help each other, it really not only is a Country Maid thing with our employees, it extends into our dealer network too. They are a group of special people that really want to, work with relationship building, and they really care about their customers.
I did see online you had something about the helping others help themselves mission, which is kind of fun because that's the next question, and you basically brought me right into it. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. So now we've evolved into helping others help each other, because now that we've crossed so many different customer segments and we have a lot of diversity in our products and services, it is all focused around helping people find the purpose and their why, and then being able to customize then a solution for them. And just stopping and taking a second to actually hear and listen to what they are saying. I think that is the most intricate part of what we do, because you all know we live in such a world that it's so fast and so fast paced, and we don't have time to just stop and really truly listen. Yeah, we got it. No, what? And ask those follow-up questions. So I think that's what makes us unique in that. So not only is our mission fulfilled by employees, our dealers, our brokers that we work with, it's each other.
Do you think that's shaped your guys' like company culture in some capacity as well?
Well, it definitely has. And I guess we've always looked at it too, is that we are a manufacturer that makes a Butterbraid pastry, right? Well, that's how we started. We make a few other things now, but that's not really what we do, in my opinion. What we do is we help people build their business. We're business development people that help people build a business, and they use the Butterbraid brand as a tool to do that. So the heart of who we are is really about helping others help themselves, right?
I love that. Yeah.
Isn't that a really perfect Iowa story?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just fun to think like, yeah, you guys make butter, but that's not, you're not making Butterbraids just to make Butterbraids.
Right.
That's not your guys' why.
No,
and that's what we decided.
right,
Like, I have a why. All right. So let's go down to the next question. The next one is a fun one. Do you have any idea how many Butterbraids have been sold in total? Is there any way to track this? Can you go back 20 plus years to figure out how many you've sold? Because I bet it's a lot.
Some of it is an educated guess based on the early days. Because like Ashley said, I keep a historical sales count since 1991.
Oh, wow.
Some of it was, on paper,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So I did actually just look at that. Every year we do some marketing promotions about how much we have helped groups raise. So nonprofit groups have raised as of the end of 2024. So I haven't looked yet necessarily for 2025, but we were at $360 million. And so that's the profit that groups have raised with our pastries, right? And then it was around 65 million units.
That is insanity. That's so many.
And what's interesting that I always think of, you always think that's 65 million is a lot, but can you imagine the amount of fingers that have been hand braided on those pastries over 65 million units?
So these are all hand braided. You're not doing.
They're all hand braided.
Whoa, that's even wilder.
So when we say we make it with love, we're serious.
Truly.
We do truly make it with love.
That is, you scaled this operation without automating the whole thing.
We don't want to do that.
A
Right?
lot of our processes is automated, but that we have not touched.
That is so cool. That is really.
And that's just about the last thing that happens before that goes into the freezer
That's
as well.
true. Yep. One of the
Wow.
last steps.
So how far has your product spread? You got every state?
Almost every state.
Almost. I think there was one or
So
two.
Maine, I don't think we have much in Maine. New York, we used to have a dealer and we don't right now. So a lot of people don't go to New York that are in the area, drive there. So that's kind of a complicated one. We used to have a dealer in Nevada and we don't do a lot there anymore. Mississippi, I think. So we have dealers spread across, and some of them jump over state lines into states and do some sales there. But there are just a few that we don't really service any states.
Have you ever made it international? Have you sold them? Is that a thing yet?
No,
Not yet.
I would like to just saturate the United States first, and then
Yes.
we can think about international. There's different things to think about,
yeah.
especially now with tariffs and things.
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
a whole nother level of complication. So
Yep.
I would
And
love
shipping,
to just
because it's
shipping.
frozen
And
and,
it's so
all of those
expensive.
things. Yes.
We used to have a dealer in Alaska, and they used to buy truck, take it to Washington, and then it would get on a ship to make it all the way to Alaska, and that was very costly and not very timely. So there's some challenges
Yes.
with those. Yeah, Hawaii, we've never had anyone in Hawaii. Alaska, we used to, but don't now. So there's some logistics challenges.
I volunteer to sell in Hawaii. No.
I keep saying I'll go there looking for some salespeople. You know what I mean?
Why not? Yeah. So what are the most popular flavors? I went online recently and looked. There's more flavors than I remember, but I also was seeing flavors like I remember trying this one before.
Sure.
What was the one somebody had mentioned in the office today was chocolate. Do you have a chocolate one as well? I don't I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Yes, chocolate was
our newest one.
Our newest flavor. Yep.
So that came out last fall, so fall of 2024. So we've only had it about a year. So it's a new product still for the most part. I would say as far as the popular, most sold flavors, it kind of bounces back and forth between cinnamon and strawberry cream cheese.
Oh.
Kind of depends on the time of year, but they both do very well.
Blueberries up there in the top 3.
Yeah.
And then we have a savory 4-cheese and herb that kind of likes to.
So the interesting thing with our flavors is that we offer quite a few, as you saw, but not every dealer carries every flavor. So it depends on how many dealers are carrying that flavor. So cinnamon, everyone carries cinnamon. Strawberry cream cheese, almost all dealers, if not all, carry strawberry cream cheese. So that kind of makes the sales a little different too.
Mm-hmm. So what goes into making a new flavor? Is it the customers that are just like, you need one that's banana something, or what? Is it you just testing stuff out in the kitchen every now and then? How does it work?
I wish we had time to do that.
Right.
Wouldn't that be fun? We've gotten some unique ones that it's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
S'mores. I think s'mores would be a fun flavor.
Yeah, we've had a lot of great. Consumers can go to our website and actually submit a flavor idea.
Mm-hmm.
So we always look at those when we're getting ready to look at a new flavor, and so between that, we look at the market trends, what's popular out in bakery. At that moment, and we pull our dealers, we work with them if they have anything they think that would sell in their area or do well, and then we start a long process of R&D.
Yes.
So many taste tests.
So many taste tests.
Oh darn! Well, if you need someone to help out with that,
Yes.
And I'm sure a lot of people didn't even think about the amount of R&D that you have
for
to
sure.
do, just because of making sure you keep that product line, the same, the cinnamon one, the same as the strawberry cream one, the peanut butter and jelly, if that's the one you go to. They all have to have that same quality across the board.
yeah. I guess I never thought about that, because if you put peanut butter in a Butterbraid, it might not come out the back end the
Yes.
same way all the other ones. Okay, all right.
Well, and that adds an allergen too, so peanut allergen. So there's things you have to think about on, we want to keep our line as safe as possible, and we have a very good sanitary, process, but every time you add an allergen, that makes a different level of complication.
Wow. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are thinking about this, because I didn't even think about that either. So yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. So I did see recently, I was cruising through your website. I saw you guys run How It's Made in 2014, which is a TV show. For those that don't know, they explain, guess what, how things are made. And it was a really popular show. I watched a lot of episodes. I don't know how I missed this episode, but I'm going to go peel it up and watch it. But that's got to be really cool. Did they come to West Bend to film that?
They did.
That's
Their film
wild.
crew came in and filmed all day, and we were we worked with them very closely on the editing process, the story, and yeah, it was something else.
And I think it's on our website, isn't it? So if you want to go watch it, go to our website, the butterbraid.com website, and you can watch the video on there
Cool.
too.
That's how I found it, everybody.
Excellent.
The website link is going to be down below.
Yeah,
So if,
down at the bottom.
when you're done with this, you can click that link and
Check
go
us
watch
out.
it.
Yes.
Got to listen to the end, though.
Yes. Another one was, recently you were one of the finalists for the coolest things, quote, literally the coolest thing made in Iowa.
Isn't that catchy? I love
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
This is really neat.
Yeah.
I've only known that this was a thing for a couple years, so it's really cool that you
Well,
guys.
it's only
I
been
think it
2
only-
years.
So this is
Yeah,
only the
it's the
second
second
year.
year.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And so you guys were already a finalist. That's really awesome.
Last year when they did it, it took a little bit to roll it up because everybody's going,
What is this?
what is
Right.
this? What's going on? So it took a little bit, but another local one was the organ factory.
Oh, and is that in Lakeview?
In Lakeview, yes,
yes.
that was one. That was last year. I don't know
Last
if you,
year,
yeah, on there. So we had two within just a few miles of Fort Dodge.
So what was that like? Did they contact you to put you like on this list, or did you guys have to submit yourself? I don't know how any of this works. How did that work out?
So you get nominated, and so and then it is voting. So that's where your loyal followers can help you out, and we have the best group of followers. So we were in the top 4 this year, and it was such an honor. It was just, the experience was was great.
Well, and just the interaction with the customers, it gives you such a great level of social media interaction that, something to share, something that's unique. We're asking for your help, help us get to the top.
And everybody's story,
Yeah.
Lynn and I were standing at the booth when they were going to announce the winner, and
because they invited us
Yep.
to the ABI,
Right,
where
right.
they did the announcement of who the winner was final. So we were there participating.
And it was so cool to hear everybody's experience with, the Butterbraid pastry and how it touched their lives and
How they knew about it.
How they knew,
Yeah.
about it. So it was
Really fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah, you're kind of talking about that social media attention that you get. It's fun to be like, oh, hey, we've got this thing, come on, vote for us, etc. But that they're like, every now and then someone's gonna click the link, they'll click vote, they'll go back to Facebook and they'll comment, I just voted. The first time I ever had a Butterbraid pastry was, and
Yes.
the comments just start to fill up with these stories,
Absolutely.
even unsolicited, and those have got to be really fun to go through.
Well, it feels like
yeah.
they're celebrating us by voting, but then we're celebrating you by thanking you for voting for us. You're our partner with us.
Right.
So that was really fun.
Have you ever used any of those comments for marketing?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
We do.
Yep.
Quite a
I love
bit.
it.
We call them wows.
Oh, okay.
Wow experience.
Wow
Experience the wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
So this is really fun though, because it came from like small town Iowa, and then you're the coolest thing made in Iowa, and I'm sure that also garnishes some national attention somehow, because I mean, you can't tell me Nebraska's not like, what is the coolest thing in Iowa, or something like that. So it's really kind of cool that you have this small town West Bend, Iowa, being represented on a state level and even throughout the nation through these kind of competitions or things like that. So how else has the community played a role in this? Is it, I mean, I'm assuming you get a lot of your workers and a lot of people like that kind of helping out through there, but is there anything else like the city has helped you guys out with over the years, or how it's kind of impacted you guys growing as a company?
Sure. I think the city has been integral in our growth also. So I think it's a partnership between both parties. So, I mean, being in rural Iowa, I think it just shows like we don't just farm. There's so many other cool things about Iowa and rural communities. There's the whole workforce. Well, it's like we have a waiting list of, our HR said, 150 to, waiting list. So that doesn't happen by accident.
No, that does not at all. That means that you have a great culture.
Right. But it just makes you feel as an employee valued and how special and unique this company is.
Yeah.
I think something to add to that I think is always, it blows my mind to think about. So we have irregulars, right? Not everything is 100% sellable the way we want it to be as far as quality. So we actually sell irregulars at 2 local stores in town of West Bend, the grocery store and the meat locker. And one of the things that I always love is that anybody in West Bend can go buy these products at a discounted rate, more or less. But their fundraisers are still the highest quantity, like average units per fundraiser. They're supporting their fundraisers to the best of their ability. I mean, they always blow everybody's mind when they run a fundraiser.
If you haven't been to the grocery store or the meat locker in West Bend, I say just swing through and check it out. I know this isn't
They
their
are
podcast, but you guys have such a fun town there. I mean, like every time I drive through, it's just like,
The
this is so
grotto,
neat.
There's
Yeah,
lots of things to see.
it's so cool. I only got a few other questions for you, but this has been super fun so far. So let's talk a little bit about maintaining quality when you scaled. So you said that like making sure that everybody is still hand braiding these things. I'm sure that's something that's always been on your mind, as is this maintaining the quality, because I feel like they've been the same my whole entire life. You know that it's going to be exactly what it is. It's the flavor you remember from when you were a kid, or at least when I was a kid, because I was a kid when we started getting them. But like, let's talk a little bit about that. Like, I guess I don't really have a full question, but like, how has it worked scaling the business? Was there ever any challenges that you guys faced that were integral to overcome in order to get to where you're at today?
I feel like
Sure.
there's constant changes and
We call
challenges.
them opportunities.
opportunities. We are
Yes.
professional problem solvers.
Yes,
I
we
think.
are. We are. We are. I would say we have done a great job at being inventive and innovative with a lot of our processes and automating them. I think it's a way of thinking continual improvement. You either have it or you don't. It's either, ingrained in your culture or it's not. And I think that's one thing that we've been blessed with, a great group of employees that really, truly are passionate about what they do and how they can help. So your frontline employees, they are the ones that see defects, and they are the ones that will call it out in between the quality checks that our team does. But that right there tells you something. This wasn't right. Okay, and bringing it to attention. So I would say that's very important to empower the employees to have that, to make that call. Hey, something's not right. And I think with scaling, we have, over the years, we've scaled. During COVID was actually our 2 consecutive years of double-digit growth.
Wow.
So that is really unique. And with that came a lot of challenges because half of our company was remote at that time. So we've seen a lot of different scenarios, and we've had to really, as a team, come together and be solution finders and say, okay, this isn't going to work. What should we do? And be very agile. And that's our framework, is agile.
Again, God has always blessed us, even when we don't know He is doing it at the time. But adding the retail market right before COVID, pretty much a couple of years, we're ironing it out, just starting to get some customers in retail with our cake roll line. That's when COVID hit and fundraising tanked, and the retail carried us because people were still going to the grocery store and still buying those cakes to celebrate and doing things. So that really helped us. But we've always been a technology-driven company. They have always respected technology and, made sure that we understood it, and we were out there knowing what was, could be used for our operational processes. But then I'd like to comment on our employees. They are very passionate about giving the highest quality product out there. They love it when we share group information about how well they did, how many they sold, that they were really excited, they got to go on their trip. They're very much interacting with what's happening in the market too, not just making a product.
I love this because you brought up 2 things that have been brought up on recent podcasts, and that's scaling in a way that is very, very pointed and measured and purposeful. And not only that, but being agile as a company is
Yes.
very, very important. That's something that's been brought up a couple times, maybe in the last 5 episodes. I've heard it a couple
Even
times.
when it's painful,
Yes.
you have to keep doing it.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
fail small and quickly.
All good things are hard, right? All good things are hard.
Yes. All right. So that's actually reminds me of a quote. Was it Frederick Douglass? Like, there's nothing good, great, honorable that doesn't come with some sort of work or something along those lines. But all right, I got a couple fun, quick questions for you on the way out here. So what's your favorite flavors of Butterbraids? We're going to have to call it out right here.
I've
You're on
jumped
record.
around before, but cinnamon is my favorite.
Yeah, I think I'm on my blueberry cream cheese kick right now.
The cinnamon one, I've heard a couple of people talk. I need to try it because I haven't tried it yet.
We make the filling ourselves, so to me, it's extra
wow.
special.
Our secret recipe.
I have to. Okay, I got to get one. Somebody start a fundraiser. I'm buying cinnamon.
That takes us into a whole nother dynamic of conversation about making your own
Yes.
mix inside versus buying from somebody else.
Absolutely. So how about, is there any like secret ways to serve these? Is there something fun you guys do that isn't on the box that you're just like, you should do it this way because that's the TikTok secret? Or are there TikTok secrets for this?
There are a couple.
Yeah.
What?
So, and these are just little things, but every time we suggest it to people, their eyes get really big and they're like, oh, I never even thought of that. So one suggestion is to cut the pastry. Do not ice it. Ice it after you cut it. So that was a big thing.
Okay, yeah,
So
'cause
it
otherwise-
looks prettier.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Looks prettier. And, we're always looking for innovative ideas on what you can do. The marketing team does a really good job of giving recipes on our social media and on our website. Go try some of them. It's like, how do you take a normal pastry and make it into something fabulous, So it's semi-homemade, considered.
Air frying, cinnamon
frying.
rolls or caramel rolls. Yeah. So there's so many different ways.
And even our cookies, a lot of dealers will take like a cookie and add a Andes mint to it or add something unique to it or press it and make a design on it.
Oh,
I mean,
neat.
there's just creative things that you can do to make it a little more fun.
Well, if you've got some fun ideas for a Butterbraid pastry, tag them online. I'm going to put all the social media links down
Absolutely.
below.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
post something on TikTok or on YouTube or wherever you got it. Tag them in it. Let them know you got
would love to
a
see
new
it.
idea.
Yes.
All right. Is there something you want people to know about your company that maybe they don't know from just reading the box or
Yes.
seeing the packaging or just going online?
The one thing we have not talked about is that we're an ESOP.
I was hoping you would talk about that when you were talking about the culture and how your employees take it really to heart, how you operate.
Do you want to talk about it? So back in the day, many years ago, do you know what year it was? 2005?
Yeah.
4 or 5. So 2002, I believe we went strictly to fundraising. That was our niche market. That's kind of the direction we went. We took it out of retail for the most part. We had some challenges with keeping the quality and the rotation good. So that became fundraising. And shortly after that, Ken and Marlene really started doing a lot of research on what to do with their company as it was growing and getting larger. And because they are so caring about the people that work for them and they want to help others, again, help each other, they decided that the best route for them was to become employee owned. So even as of today, we've gone through the process of every employee getting shares every year and that we all have a buy-in to it and we all feel like it's our business too. So there's a great level of pride, I would say, that goes into our company.
It's also a great succession planning
Yes.
on it as well. Instead of selling the company, the employees can keep it going.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
And
So,
we control things a little bit more too.
Yes.
all right, as we get down to the end of this, we haven't even talked about this. If somebody wants to start a fundraiser, where's the best place to go?
Butterbraid.com.
Yes.
All right. I did actually go to the website. Very easy to traverse, very easy to understand what to click on and where to go.
That's right.
Yep.
The link for that is down below. So don't even hunt for it. Just go down below and click it.
Put in your zip code and
We'll direct you to a dealer. There are a few holes in there where we don't have a dealer necessarily specifically in your area, but there's a lot of dealers that cover areas that aren't technically in their exclusive territory. So
Oh, cool.
definitely contact us and we'll direct you in the right place.
So that's another question. Are you looking for more dealers?
Oh my gosh,
okay.
yes.
All right. So again,
Hey.
Yes, for
Yes.
sure. So
be sure to contact them.
You know, another thing that's unique before we go, we work under exclusive dealer network. So every dealer that's under us has their own exclusive territory. So they're not competing with anyone else selling the same products.
Oh, cool.
And it also gives us a different level of networking opportunity and partnership with each other. They're not competing against each other. So they share their trade secrets. They share what's working for them. It's really like a family type partnership. We're walking together, helping each other out. And not just Country Maid, but also our dealer network.
That's really cool. That's awesome. All right. So we're down to the end of this podcast. Again, all the links are down below. If any of this struck interest with anybody in any capacity, you want to work for Country Maid, you want to be a dealer, you want to start a fundraiser,
Contact us.
You know
Yes.
where to go. You know where to go.
Yeah.
All right. The last question. I ask everybody this, and it's always answered a little bit differently. Is there a time in your life where marketing has impacted you and you possibly didn't know it until after it impacted you?
I think anymore it's constantly impacting, especially with all the social media outlets, you know, the Facebook, the TikTok, I didn't realize TikTok was so influential. I think that's probably right now influencing me the most.
yeah, I would have to say is how even with marketing background, how susceptible I am to marketing tactics.
Yourself. Even if you know they're out there,
Right,
you're still
right.
like, oh, that really caught my eye. Let me do some more research on that.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things, like, as I started working in marketing, I realized, like, I can look back at my life and be like, marketing got me there, got me there, got me there. And then it's just like nowadays, even still, I'm just like, I'll buy something and I'll get it in my hands and be like, why do I have this? And it's just like, well, somebody said you needed it and I agreed and
Yep.
they were right because guess what? I have it now.
Well, and I think the things that we've used with, you know, sharing your wow with us, right? Like my experience with the pastry still works today.
Oh, testimonials
Yes.
are so important.
And people trust their peers. People trust other people. They don't trust Country Maid, you know, to give them a spiel or whatever. They trust that other people have experienced it and they're sharing their honest truth.
That's awesome. That's such a great story. I think this is so fun. From a humble beginning to literally going around the United States from one end to the next. So cool. It's so cool. Right from little West Bend, Iowa, this fun little town right up there. go through, check it out. If you've never been to West Bend, this is worth just going through just to say hi and wave to everybody. We named a couple different places you can check out there. Go to the websites down below. Find what you'd like. Start a fundraiser.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's got one that
love
they want to
that.
start one for. So,
For sure.
Ashley, Lynn, thank you guys very much for taking time out of your obviously busy days to come and join us.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's been a fun experience.
I got one last thing.
Sure.
We have Buster the Bulldog here. And we're bulldogs for getting our clients digitally online. But we also, Buster's great to, if you want to rub his head just a little bit for good luck. Everybody's telling us that they've walked up back and the sales have gone gigantic just because that they've rubbed Buster's head down there. As you can tell, it's getting shiny from all the podcasts. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to see all of you and keep hearing the stories about Butterbraids.
It's awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
This podcast is produced by Spin Market and Digital. Located in Fort Dodge, Iowa, Spin Market's highly skilled team can help you increase your market by updating your website, improving SEO, designing advertisements, and producing podcasts that will grab the attention of your market. Contact Spin Market today for all your digital marketing needs at Digital Agent at spinmarketwith2ks.com or call us at 515-302-8026. And to learn more, visit our website at www.spinmarketwith2ks.com. That's Digital Agent at spinmarketwith2ks.com or 515-302-8026. Or visit our website at www.spinmarketwith2ks.com.